Hey everybody, it's still Talk to Me Tuesday, so here we are for our second session on two times Talk to Me Tuesday. It's our once a week afternoon session. So how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's well. While I'm pulling up my chat, let me just remind you that my name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and we'll just keep going. All right. So I know that we kind of had to end our morning session while there was still a lot of questions. So I'm hoping some of you were able to come back today for the afternoon session so that you can ask again. In the meantime, I'll just tell you that I have been so busy working on this Life Makeover Summit, I can barely stand myself. I'm so excited. The speakers we are getting, amazing. We've already had nearly 300 people sign up for the summit, and I'm telling you guys, you will not want to miss this. And for those of you who are able and or who want to, the upcoming summit also has an all access pass, which offers lots of extra benefits. So make sure you check that out. All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, Ms. Colleen. Welcome back, my love. Diana Mambo is here. Hey, Diana. Welcome, welcome. She says, can you talk about, ooh, this is a great one. She says, can you talk about being a side chick to a narc and not knowing he has a girlfriend? Yes, ma'am, I can. Let's talk about that. It's more common than you suspect. Wait a minute. Can Diana hear me yet? Because I don't want to start talking about it if she's not able to hear me. Pardon. Okay. I'm hoping she can hear me. Okay. So here's the deal. A lot of times a narcissist, as you guys know, might cheat, okay? Whether it's a female or a male narcissist, it's not just males who cheat. In any case, the reason they cheat, we've talked about that in many videos. It has a lot to do with their ego. It has to do with boredom. It has to do with them not seeing you as a whole person, etc. It has to do with ego and supply. Regardless of any of that, not knowing that the narcissist has a wife or a girlfriend or a husband or a boyfriend, it puts the side chick, as Diana put it, in a very difficult place. Because what happens is she falls in love with this person or he falls in love with this person, and believes that they are somehow, that they're in a real relationship. And then inevitably, when or if she finds out, let's be honest, there are situations in history, maybe even more recently than that, maybe even currently happening, where people have two families. They have a family over here, they have a family over there, and neither family knows about the other one. And in some cases, the families have been in the same, neighborhoods even, and not been aware. So it's an ugly situation. It's not fair to the side chick or side dude or whatever you want to call it. Just as unfair to that person as it is to the spouse or the girlfriend or boyfriend. So what questions do you specifically have about that, Diana? Let me know and I'll try to get to those. Amanda Jackson is here. Hey, love. How you doing, girl? Quinita Kwan is back. Hi. Welcome back, honey. Gail Catrice is back. Hey, Gail. How you doing? Nice to see you today. And Amanda Jackson says, hello, survivors. Malta welcomes everyone and says, offers advice for those of us with technical difficulties. Thank you, Malta. I appreciate you, my friend. C. Hernandez in the house. Hey, C. Hernandez, how you doing? Sabrina Gilliam says, up, there she goes. Gail Catrice says, I can see and hear refreshed maybe. Thank you, Miss Gail. And hello, Carlita in the house. Hey, Carlita, how you doing? Oh, Nargis says, yes, I am well. I have an answer to your question. Why doesn't my narc hoover me? She says, answer, he better not. I like that. She says, he doesn't know who he is going to be dealing with. A lioness. Roar. I love that. And that is how I want us all to feel. I want us all to feel that strong about this. And I know not everybody does yet, but my goal is to help you get there, my friends, if you're not there yet. Thank you, Nargis. That is beautiful. I love it so much. Anna from England is here. Hey, Anna, how you doing? And she says, good evening. Oh, it's evening for her. How you doing, Anna? Thanks for joining us, honey. Colleen says, Miss Angie, your music video though, girl, pure awesomeness, made my whole day. Love it. Love it. She said, thank you so much for all that you do. Love is love. Love, love, love you, girl. I love, love, love you back, Colleen. And you know this man. No, you're a woman. I'm just playing around that. That's a quote from a movie. But anyway, I really love that you love it. It's so much fun. I try to, we have enough negativity in our lives, don't we? I try really hard to incorporate as much positivity as I can into my channel because why not? Why should we constantly just focus on being miserable? I want you each to be happy, every single one of you guys. And that's why, I have to talk about the bad stuff sometimes and I don't like it, but I have to because it's important information that you need to know, right? But sometimes we can have fun with stuff. That's why I post every day, because this way I have plenty of room to post the good stuff, the fun stuff, and some stuff that's not so great, but we have to talk about it. So awesome. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. Amanda says, when is the information? Are you talking about the summit, sweetie? If you go to lifemakeover.org and you click that button on the front page, it'll take you right to the summit with all the information that you need. Let me know if you're talking about something else. Stop the Chaos. Hey, welcome back, honey. Says, I found out he's trying to get an annulment. Oh my God. Are you serious? After 23 years of marriage, don't you guys have kids together? I mean, come on. Okay. But even so, she says, I have no idea what's in his head. Erase your past. See if I care. Yeah. Oh my gosh. They are not going to give him an annulment. That's ridiculous. That explains. Okay. Let's just pretend that 23 years didn't happen. Okay. I mean, okay, maybe if it's 23 minutes or even 23 days, I could see possibly getting an annulment. But 23 years, come on. Is Jillian here? Jillian, is that such a thing? Is there such a thing as that? I don't know if she's here right now, but I'm going to ask her. I don't think that's a real thing. I think maybe if he found out you were married to someone else for all those 23 years, somehow he might be able to get one. But I don't think that's the case here. Is it now? Stop the Chaos. Thanks for sharing that. That kind of amuses me. Does it upset you or does it amuse you more than anything? I think it's pretty funny, but I don't want to upset you by laughing at something that's upsetting to you. Okay. Narga says, I was waiting with the phone in my hand for Angie. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. And you guys, I want to apologize for being late today. I got distracted. That's not a good excuse, but all of a sudden it was 1:03 and I was like, oh my gosh. So here I am. Okay. And then when I tried to send you all the text message, well, I use this service and I had run out of messages. So I had to buy some more messages and that took 2 minutes. Crazy. Okay. Abigail says, good afternoon. Hey, Abigail. Welcome, honey. She says, I just don't know what to do. I can't seem to pull myself away from him, but I have a feeling my life will not end up well if I stay. Okay. I totally understand. Abigail, tell me what's going on with him. What are the red flags for you? I can try to help you get through this. Okay. Madeline says, hi again, Ms. Angie. Hey, Madeline. She says, and roomies. I am safe. Thank you. Keep us posted. Madeline is in the middle of all the mess with hurricane, and I want to make sure she's safe. So she's being a sweetheart and reporting back and letting us know. She says, I can't leave town. All roads are underwater, but I have a lot of malto meal and lots of water, but it seems to be draining. Oh, sweetie, please keep us posted. If there's anything we can do, let us know. Okay. Grace K says, hi, Angie. I can't deal with my son. Hi, Grace. She says, I can't deal with my son's dad. He is such a hard worker and he only sees him once a month, sometimes longer. My son is fine. It's just me. I can't deal with the stress. So you're struggling with the stress of him coming in and out of your son's life, or what are you thinking? You're just tell me what the stress is that you're struggling with. Are you struggling with worrying about your son? Are you struggling with the fact that he does come around, or where's the stress coming from for you? Let me know, sweetie. Hope you're doing okay. Jennifer Schroth is back. Hey, Jen, how you doing, girl? She says, I'm leaving my narc today. I'm moving out. I'm scared to death. He doesn't know yet. Hugs and love to you, my friend. Stay strong. You can do this. Everybody, any advice? Jennifer, if you go to queenbeing.com/plan, PLAN, there is a checklist and another document that'll help you to kind of remember all the things you need to remember to leave. So do what you need to do. If you can get out before he gets there, even better. But if you have time, go check out that checklist. You can download it for free. There's no anything. You can just click the thing. It comes right through. There's no sign up required or anything. And I think that might help you, because when you're going through this, you might forget little details, and there's just like a checklist of all the things you want to remember to grab, things you need to take with you, things you need to think about, stuff like that. I'm really excited for you, and I'm proud of you. Stay strong. Don't give in. You can do this. And if you can get there, get out of there before he gets back, even better. And if, again, everybody sends strength and energy to Jennifer Schroth today, and ask, if you have advice for her, please, put it here in the chat so she can see it. Thank you. Amanda Jackson says, Angie, don't forget about twin flame. Amanda, I think I'll do a video on that. Let me write that down. I think I'll do a video on that soon, because I've been talking about that in private conversations. And hold on, let me just, yes, I have pink legal pads. I'm a nerd, don't judge me. Okay, so that is the twin flame. I'm going to do a video on that. I've been trying to keep a list of the things I wanted to work on for you guys, and so I try to keep active. Okay, thank you. Ooh, how to tell when a narc is jealous. That's another good one. Okay. Yeah. How to tell when a narc is jealous. That's interesting. I'm going to give you a couple of quick little hints on that. One of the things they're going to do is get upset with you. Boy, my hair's a little frizzy in the back. One of the things they're going to do is get upset with you. They're going to get angry. They're going to attack you for no reason. They're going to attack you for things that are unrelated to the jealousy, if they're trying to hide it from you. A lot of narcissists don't even, gosh, I'm looking at this like I'm slightly delayed replay, and I think my hair looks crazy. Okay, don't judge me. A lot of narcissists don't think about, they don't care if they hide jealousy or not. So a lot of them are just going to be right out there with it. If they're jealous because you have a better job than them or something like that, they're probably going to complain about you to other people. They're going to probably, if they work with you and they want your job, they're probably going to try to make you look incompetent. If it's a spouse or a dating relationship, and they're jealous because somebody else might be too nice to you or like you, they will do a whole other thing. They will either tear you down around that person, or they'll tear that person down to you, or both. They may try to talk about you to friends and family and say that they think you're cheating. I mean, there are so many different ways that you can tell. Sometimes it's something tiny, like the look on their face, or if you go somewhere and you're getting more attention than them, they're gonna, we have to leave, and they're gonna drag you out of there. I mean, there are so many possibilities. Oh, another thing, like say you're getting an award or something, they're going to come up with some big drama right before you go and accept the award, and either cause you not to go or cause you to be miserable the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Let me know specifically if you have other specific situations or things that I can answer for you on that. Try and stop me, mate. And hello, welcome back, by the way. Malta says to Diana, okay, thanks, Malta. Anna says, Angie, how long were you with your ex-narc? Well, my first narcissist I was with for about 35 years. That was my mother. The one that I was married to, I was with him about 3.5, 4 years. So, yeah. And that was rough. Most of that time I was married to him, because I got married 5 months after meeting him, because, I was young and clueless. Yeah. Tommy D says, woohoo, I'm here without sound though. Uh-oh, you can't hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Huh? All right, I'm assuming people can hear me since everybody's staying. I'm afraid to go down too far. I'm afraid no. Okay. All right, back where I were. Hold on. Let's go back up. Okay. Okay. Nargis says, oh, hey, Malta. Malta says hello to myself, Colleen, Tommy, and everybody. Nargis says, wow, double dose of Angie every Tuesday. What a life. I know, right? Thank you, Nargis. Deanna says, hello, everyone. I keep chickening out, telling my narc husband I want a separation. My stomach's in knots. I feel so much anxiety and guilt. Okay, I feel you. As far as the guilt goes, I want you to remind yourself why you're leaving. You're not just leaving because you're mean, or you're not a nice person, or you're not a good wife. None of those things are true. You're leaving because you're being abused by this person. And I do understand the guilt, believe it or not. I understand the anxiety, and it's scary for sure. But if you're in a position that you can leave safely, do it. If as far as the separation goes, are you asking him to leave the house, or what are you working on? Does anybody have tips for Deanna? Please share those in the comments below, or next to the video here. Wait, next to the video. Anyway, but the thing is that Deanna, I want you to stay focused on why you're leaving. And I want you to practice gray rock. I want you to stand in the mirror before he gets home or whatever. And I want you to say exactly what you want to say. And I want you to say it so many times that you can say it, without thinking about it, so that you can just rehearse it, say what you have to say, and be ready. Don't say it and then leave a week later like I did. That was a terrible idea. I thought I was going to keep it a secret until the day I left my ex-husband. But then instead, what I did was I told him. I knew a week before I was going to leave that I was leaving, but I had to wait until people could help me get all my stuff, because in my mind, I thought I better take it all at once so that he didn't destroy everything I left. Well, I told him like 6 days before I was leaving, and so therefore I had to live with him for 6 days with him knowing I was leaving and begging me not to leave, and suddenly, of course, becoming what? The perfect husband. That's what they do. So understand that if you really want to go, and you're not worried about physical abuse, just do it. Just tell him and go. If you are worried about physical abuse, then you need to go before you tell him, because this will protect you a little more. This way you won't be alone with him and stuck with him if he's going to physically abuse you. Tell me a little more about your situation, Deanna. I think that would help me help you better. Nargis says, AngieLive. Yes, thank you. Colleen says, good afternoon, Malta. Julia Richardson says, I was just watching you. Thanking you in advance. My pleasure, my friend. Malta says to Tommy D, thank you, Malta. All right. Anna from England says, Jennifer Schroth, good luck and with moving out. Are you afraid he will follow? That's a good question. Stop the Chaos says, this morning I made a hard boundary and told him that my time is too precious to waste on arguments with him and not to call me, since I'm the reason for all his misery. That's amazing. I want to repeat that because I think you all should write this down. If the narcissist keeps bothering you, arguing with you, etc., tell him that your time is too precious to waste on arguments with them and not to call you if you're already away, since obviously you're the reason for all the misery. Now, I'm not saying that you really are, but I think it's interesting the way they put that. Yeah. DJJ Love says, interesting subject. Yes, indeed, my friend. Tommy D says, got it, Malta. Thank you. Right on. Thank you. Thank you. Tammy Kingery in the house. Tammy Kingery says, Jennifer, good for you, sweetie. Are you going somewhere safe? Becky Horst is here. Hey, Beck. How you doing, girl? Hope you're feeling well. I hope everything is going okay. Travis Durham is here. Says, hey, Angie and fam. Just dropping in to say hello. Your videos keep me going when I feel all is lost. Thank you. My pleasure, Travis. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. Malta says, good afternoon to Miss Horst. And Terry Wiley says, hi, I'm back. I really need you all today. Terry, I'm glad you're back. How you feeling, honey? Talk to us. Jennifer Schross says, Tammy, yes, moving in with an abuse survivor that I went to high school with. She's going to help me get a job. She's my angel to save me from this man. Jennifer, that is amazing. Amazing. I'm so, so happy to hear that you have someone that you know and trust and who's been there, because my friend, it really is going to help so much. I'm so happy to hear that. That's wonderful. And I love it that you guys are supporting each other through this. It's going to make your life so much better as you go forward, for sure. Ms. Lily is back. Hey, girl. Hey, how you doing? Welcome back. Angela Scablin, thanks for coming back, Angela. She says, hi, I'm learning to navigate life on my own. No family. Few friends where I live. Grateful for you, Angie, and everyone else here who is so supportive. Angela, I'm grateful for you too. Thank you for coming back, and I'm so glad that you're feeling well today. I'm feeling a little better maybe than this morning, I hope. Malta says, hello to Terry Wiley. Welcome, and good afternoon. And to Ms. Lily. Tommy D says, I was in such a great mood. I texted Tommy. Tommy. Goodness. Tommy says, I was in such a great mood. I texted my narc back today and wished her a happy 4-month breakup anniversary. Oh, Tamala. Okay. Tammy Kingery says to stop the chaos. Good for you. Yes. Ooh, listen to this. She says, stop the chaos says, I told him to take responsibility for his own life because I'm way too busy taking responsibility for mine. Oh my God, I love that. You're so good. She said, and I don't have anything to do with his choices and bad decisions. You guys hear this? This is great information. This is a great way to put it to your narcissist when they try to suck you back in, my friend. Yes. Yes. Try and stop me, mate says. Oops. Hold on, I'm going to find it. Terry Wiley. Financial tips for moving out at 18 from abusive parents. Well, I'll tell you what. Start saving your money. Find a roomie. Find somebody you can trust. Look for a studio apartment. I went away to college at 18, and I stayed in the dorm for the first, school year. At the end of the first school year, I moved into an apartment that was tiny and not good, but it was my favorite apartment ever because it was mine, and it was in a good location at least, but it was bad. It was a bad apartment, but the thing I would have done differently is, you're going to learn to shop cheap. I suggest that you consider going to college if you can, and living in the dorms as long as possible. I would have waited a little while to move out if I had the option, but I made it. You're going to struggle at 18 without any money. You're going to have to get a job. It's very hard to work full-time and go to school full-time, but it can be done. And before you have kids is the best time to do it. Are you 18? Let me know. Nargis says, you're so lucky, Jennifer, to have that one good friend. I'm so happy for you. Yeah, that is very, very, very good. Yes, ma'am. Hey, Abby, how you doing? Oh, Abby's happy waving. I love this. What's going on, Ab? Tell us all about it. Julia Richardson says, I feel that the narc narrative got me misdiagnosed. I was feeling trapped in traumatic experiences and could not be honest with the doctor. I'd like to be reevaluated. I feel you. I feel you. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. That's a really difficult situation. That actually happened to me as a teenager. I was in the exact same situation. I could not be honest with the doctor and explain myself. And I was therefore diagnosed bipolar, which I am not. And I know for sure that I'm not. I have since been told otherwise. And I pretty much should have known all along. But basically what I was a kid going through this stuff and not allowed or able to talk about it. So, yeah. Julia, is it possible to be reevaluated where you live? Can you find another doctor and explain the situation to them? I've done a couple of videos about how to find a psychologist or a therapist who knows about narcissistic abuse, if that would be helpful for you. I think you should definitely be reevaluated. I feel you. I don't know what your diagnosis was, but I totally feel you. Thank you, Malta, for sharing the summit link. I appreciate you. Nargis says to Tommy, did you really? How did you feel after texting her that message? Tommy, you're so silly. Stop the Chaos says, I find it interesting that he doesn't think my priorities are correct. Kids, family, then everything else. My priorities are mine. Don't worry about them. And FYI, those are my priorities too. My kids and my family first, and then everything else. Yeah, absolutely. How is that wrong? I think that's our job as a parent to put our children before anything else, right? Isn't it? At least until they're 18? I think so. Okay. Amanda Jackson says to Jennifer, my childhood girlfriend helped me too. Amazing. Amazing, Amanda. I'm so happy to hear that. Shannon O'Brien says, good afternoon, all. Hey, Shannon, how you doing? Diana Mambo says he's cheating with many other women. I feel bad for him because of a bad childhood. Can I help him go to therapy? Therapy is not going to help him if he's a narcissist. Cheating with many other women and you're with him and you're... Diana, are you sure this is what you want for yourself? I know, look, as empaths, we want to help people. Maybe cheating isn't one of your deal breakers. For me, cheating is a deal breaker, personally. I'm not saying it has to be for you. I'm saying if somebody cheats on me, I'm out, no discussion. Even my current husband of 15 years almost. Honestly, I don't play. But if it's not a deal breaker for you, then okay. But a lot of people had bad childhoods and don't cheat. A lot of people had bad childhoods and don't abuse. You know what I'm saying? You can't forever forgive everything because of a bad childhood. And I'm just... You can help him go to therapy, but will he do anything about it? Will it change anything? Will he tell the therapist the truth, or will he snow him over? Honestly, I think he's going to snow him over just like 90% of them do. Very few therapists are fully educated on NPD. If there's real NPD here and this man is cheating, it's never going to stop. Are you sure you want to wait around and try to fix him? I'm just asking. I'm not being disrespectful. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Can you give me more information, Diana? Tommy D says, good for you. Stop the chaos. Never been the truth to live in his distorted version of reality. I totally agree with you, Tommy. That is absolutely the truth. Nargis says, good for you. Stop the chaos. Yes. Tammy Kingery says to Jennifer, good. It's not easy, but you're making a huge step by leaving that toxic trash. Damn right. Keep your head up, she says, and staying here for support. Sending you lots of hugs. Thank you, Tammy. That is so true and so supportive. Thank you so much. To Malta says to Shannon, thanks for joining us again. Agreed. Thanks, Shannon. Diana Mambo says, I'm 21 years old. Oh, sweetie. You can do better than this person. If you want to help him, fine. Just don't help him as his girlfriend. Maybe you need to move on and you could help him from over there. But don't help him as his girlfriend. He's going to keep torturing you forever. And 21, you're just so young. And I know, girl, I have a son 1 year younger than you. And I still remember being 21. And by the way, I was 21 when I married my narcissist. It was a bad choice. It was a wrong choice. And I shouldn't have done it. But I can't, I can't regret the past. And I don't, because my first son came out of that deal. But boy, I'll tell you, it would have been a lot easier to have him out of wedlock. Okay. Divorce is hard. If you're 21 years old and you're dealing with this, I just don't want you to have to do this. I just don't feel like you deserve this. I want you to come up with some standards for yourself and stick to them. What is okay for you? Is cheating okay for you? Is it okay with you that he goes and cheats on you with other women? Let me know. Rick Mash says, hi again, all. Angie, I just had my first couple triggers happen to me in the past 2 weeks. How do I deal with a trigger when it happens? Oh, sweetie. Okay. So depending on the trigger, depending on how it happens, if you can remove yourself from the situation so you can clear your head, that's a good idea. Triggers work a lot like anxiety. You can do the same kinds of things to get through them, right? So one of the most important things here is mindfulness, to recognize the trigger as a trigger and see if, the first thing you can try is to just let it pass and take some deep breaths and go through. But a lot of times that's not enough. So do the anxiety techniques I've taught you before. The 4 corners thing, where you look at the 4 corners of the screen or the 4 corners of the window or the wall or the door. For 2 minutes, you follow them with your eyes clockwise. Another thing you can do, like we talked about this morning, is the finding something of a certain color in the room and counting all the things that are that color, right? Like in this room, I could pick pink and I'd be counting for a long time. It's about switching that part of your brain that becomes stuck when the trigger happens, right? Sometimes you need to physically remove yourself and go for a walk or turn on some music or just move into a different part of the room or a different part of the house. Go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, mindfulness. Practice mindfulness when that happens. Do you want to talk about the trigger, Rick, or no? Let me know. Renee Goodell says, driving my next patient, so I'm just listening. Driving to my next. Okay, Renee. Well, I hope you're feeling well. Drive safe, my friend. Tommy D says, Shannon OB, hello, sweet mama. Stop the Chaos says, just like Rapunzel and Tangled, rolling down the hill, I'm never going back. Yes, I'm all over that, girl. I love that. Sounds like you're in a great mood today. Jennifer Strauss says, Amanda, I didn't even know her in school. Just started speaking. Amazing person to open her home to me. It's safe and he won't know where to find me. But again, I'm scared to death to tell him I'm leaving. Just need some encouragement. Jennifer, I totally feel you. I'm telling you, I was scared to death to tell my ex-husband as well. And I think the biggest things you can do is don't say anything until you're ready. I'm telling you, the choice that I made to tell him a week before I left was a terrible choice. It made it very difficult for me to leave. So if you're going to do it, have your stuff together, at least the stuff you're taking with you when you first go, and maybe even take some of it over to your friend's house in the meantime. And then, be waiting. If you need to tell him in person, be waiting for him when he gets home with your stuff in the car and, outside so he can't even keep you in the house. You know what I mean? Say what you got to say and get out. Just do it as quickly. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. You can do this. You can do this. I know you can. And you won't regret it. Once you get going, you will be so glad you did it. So just make sure you're prepared. Look at that list I told you about on queenbeing.com to have all your ducks in a row, and then have your stuff and be ready to go, and then go. I don't even think you have to tell them in person. I think you can just text it after you're gone, but that's up to you. If you're worried, if it's physical abuse, that's how I would do it. I wouldn't even text them. I would just leave, but that's just me. Ava Mullen is here. Hello, Ava. How you doing? She says, hi, I have a question. My ex, who has no PR, a protection order? What's PR? After walking in and out on me and mine and my son's life is now, taking me to court for our son. How old is your son? In most cases, the court's not going to give the kid to him, especially because he has no parental rights. This might just be a smokescreen tactic to upset you or get supply from you. Have you seen the court papers? If you have, talk to an attorney, but I'm not any sort of court expert, but I can tell you, I know a lot of people here have experience. I can tell you that in my situation, my ex had no parental rights and never got them back. The kid's 20 now, so obviously it's not a thing. But at 20 years old, he doesn't know that guy, and long story, but he never got the rights back. So in this situation, if he has no parental rights and your son, I don't know how old he is now, but your son probably doesn't even know him. And so the court's going to be aware of that. And if anything, if they do give him rights, they will be probably supervised rights and probably limited, and you will remain the primary custodian. But I am not a court expert. I will have court experts with me at the upcoming Life Makeover Summit, and you can attend those sessions for free if you want to. So take a look at that at lifemakeover.org if you'd like to sign up for it. Yes. Okay. Nargis says, sending Madeline prayers. Yes, everybody send prayers and positive energy to Miss Madeline, who is dealing with the hurricane and right in the middle of it. Jennifer Schral says, Tammy, thank you so much. Try and Stop Me Mate says, hope you're doing okay, Madeline. Malta says to Madeline, positivity, prayers, and love your way. Hugs. Tommy D says, to stop the chaos, I posted that song on Facebook, Never Going Back Again by Fleetwood Mac. Lindsay Buckingham, I love it. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Stop the Chaos says, Abigail, that's how I felt, and it's not until I started getting back to a quiet and neutral place in my mind and body that I could clearly see I'm better without the drama than with him. Yeah. And C. Hernandez sends prayers for Madeline. Stop the Chaos says, do it, Jennifer. Shannon O'Brien says, so much going on, trying to just hold it together. I'm thankful for this group. Shannon, I feel you, honey, and I'm so glad that you're here, and I know it's not wonderful. Thank you, Malta, for sharing the information about plan. I appreciate you for the exit plan checklist. Nargis says to Jennifer, close your eyes. Do you feel yourself being squeezed? That's me giving you a right hug and telling you can do this. Oh, thank you so much, Nargis. Tight hug. Oh my God, that makes more sense. Okay. Prayers for Jennifer from Gail. Tommy D says, stay happy inside, Shannon. Don't let him steal your inner joy. I totally agree with that. Jennifer says, you are all awesome. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're feeling a little bit of encouragement, Jennifer. You can do this, honey. God's Girl is here. She says, victory of 11 days, no contact. Hey, girl, you go, girl. Everybody hands up for God's Girl. Literal Best says, oh my gosh, where do you get pink pads? That looks so cute. I got to be honest. You guys know my sister-in-law, Piper. She bought those for me. I love them. I don't know where she got them. I'll have to find out. Those are so cute. Shannon O'Brien says, Jennifer, I had a friend call my ex and arrange a time for us to go in and get my stuff while he was gone. He did stay away and showed up at exactly the time my friend had arranged, of course. At exactly the end time my friend had arranged. Of course he did. But I'm glad that you were able to manage that, Shannon. I think that's really helpful. Diana says, I will have to see the guy in 2 weeks again, and I'm scared because I took his source of income, and I'm now his now ex-girlfriend. What do you mean you took her? You're the ex-girlfriend, or you took the ex-girlfriend? I'm confused. Let me know. Madeline Gutierrez says, Grace the Narc, only coming once a month for son is a blessing. Less narc teachings for your son. Yep, blessing. Well, that's the truth. Yeah. Tommy D says, rock on, Jennifer. Shannon O'Brien says, the first time he was on time for anything. Typical. Malta says, to God's girl, I'm so happy for you. Jennifer Schwal says, he's home, have the pack and move. You have to pack and move with him there. Oh, goodness. Is there anyone that you can get to help, or can you wait until he has to leave again? Let me know. Grace K says, he blamed it all on me, so I feel really depressed again. I feel you, Grace, but don't let him do that to you. It's easy to feel depressed and it's easy to believe their lies. But Grace, I think it really wasn't your fault, honey. It wasn't you. It wasn't you. You hear me? It wasn't you. It wasn't you. Don't forget. And being depressed is normal, but I want you to remember that this is temporary and that if you stay away, your life's going to get a little bit better every single day. Please. Abby Maldonado says, leaving a narcissist is difficult. Sometimes the web they weave is hard. The fear of losing him was greater than the fear of being with him for a long time. I get that. I get that. I do. And it's a scary thought going out into the world alone when sometimes the wolf you know seems better than the wolf you don't know. But it's worth it. It's worth it if you are miserable. It's worth it if you are being abused. If you are miserable more often than you're not in that relationship, what are you wasting your life for? That's all I'm saying. If you're being abused to the point that you're miserable more often than you're happy, you have to do something for yourself, or you're literally just giving this narcissist your life and not getting a whole lot of positive out of the deal. I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anyone, but don't waste your life if you don't have to. Tammy Kingery says, I have to share. I just spoke with an aunt and she said, I heard he doesn't want you back now. That's weird. Why would she say that? So now he's smear campaigning your family with your family? I don't understand. That's bizarre, Tammy. I'm so sorry. Angela Scablin says, Jennifer, stay strong. You can do this. Gray rock if needed. Just keep moving and get out. I totally agree. Totally agree. You can do it. Colleen Brosnan says, back at you, Jennifer. We couldn't be without you and your contributions. Thank you. Yes, that's right. All right, let's see. Tammy Kingery said, it literally made me sick. Oh, I bet, honey. I bet it did. That's messed up. See, and part of the thing is with him, I don't want her back now. Well, that's about seeing if his current thing wasn't working. So now he's twisting and changing, pivoting to a new strategy. So I think that's kind of proof that you're winning, Tammy, if you think about it. Just saying. Stop the Chaos says, he insisted I'm selfish. Project much? Right. Exactly. You are on point, my friend. Abby Maldonado says, once I started to get over that fear of being without him, she said, I started to realize that being with him is the problem and that losing him, I would be getting back myself. Abby, that is beautiful. You guys hear this? Abby said she was scared to leave and she was more afraid of leaving than losing him than she was afraid of staying with him for a long time. But then she realized that once she started to get over the fear, being with him was the problem all along. And she was losing herself in the process. And now she was going to get herself back if she lost him. I like that. Abby, thank you for sharing that. Shannon O'Brien said, I would recommend having help from a male friend or relative. It's a good idea if you can. Yeah, especially if you're worried about your physical safety. If you are worried about your physical safety, I know the police will come in for you while you get your stuff and leave. So be aware of that. They'll come in and stand there and not let him do anything to you while you get your stuff. It's a possible option if you don't have another one. Yeah. C. Hernandez says, we are in your corner, Jennifer. We are with you. You are not alone. No looking back. Praying for you, Jennifer. Thank you, C. Abby says, when my narc would get jealous, he would actually start flirting with other women. I've seen this. Dog whistling is awful. Yes, ma'am. I'm dealing with it now. She says, yeah, it's horrible. And yeah, they will. They'll do things like that. If they feel jealous of you getting too much attention from someone of the opposite sex, they'll try to get attention from someone of the opposite sex. For sure. Yeah, they'll do that. Tammy says to Jennifer, if you don't feel safe with him there while packing, have the police there. Yep, see, Tammy and I are on the same page. We know what's up. Angela Scablin says, I have a hard time handling other people's anger directed at me. I try to stay calm and just listen. She says, I realize it's their issue and not mine. She says it still hurts so much, trying not to take it personally. It is hard. It's very hard when you have people's anger directed at you, but I want you to listen to this. I, I actually, sometimes I have clients who take their anger out on me a little bit, and it's difficult. But I also know in those cases, these people haven't been allowed to express their anger very much in their lifetime. So maybe they need to express it to me. I want you to understand this, though. It's not normal for people to act angry at you unless you've done something that you think you should feel sorry for. So, do you know what I mean? If you haven't done anything, you do not have to handle their anger. You have to just say, I'm sorry, but I didn't do anything. Now, if you're talking about at work and you're in customer service or something like that, it's difficult. But when that happens, you have to emotionally step back and see yourself as a representative of the company, not Angela Scavelin. You see what I mean? See yourself as someone representing who you're working for, and understand that even though they should recognize you as an individual person, they're not. They're seeing you as the whole problem of the company or whatever. I don't know if you're talking about individual people or if you're talking about at work or something. Let me know. I'm just trying to throw some ideas out there for you. Tommy says, Grace, they are the masters of the flip, aren't they, though? He said, don't let it affect you emotionally so much. Try the observe, don't absorb technique and see his ridiculousness. Yes, I agree. So watch and don't take in the energy, just see it and know what it is. I totally agree. Don't let him flip on you like that. Shannon O'Brien says, he was trying to look like a good Christian so he would not abuse me in front of anyone. So my situation was unique. Listen, I think all of us can relate to somebody not trying to abuse us in front of someone. Shannon, wasn't it your mother that you were telling me about, or am I getting confused? Anyway, a lot of people are trying to look like a good Christian and they're doing their abuse behind closed doors, or a good Muslim or whatever religion they happen to be. And the fact of the matter is that I almost think those are the worst kinds. But I think all narcissists have a public face and a private face. And the public face being the one that nobody could imagine ever doing anything to anybody. And then, of course, the private face being the one that abuses the people they claim to love. Yes. Tammy Kingery, Malta said that was great advice you gave to Jennifer. Okay, wait a minute. I lost my place again. Okay. Where in the world was I? Okay. Tommy can hear. Great. Thank you, Tommy. Okay. Have I completely lost my... Okay. I don't know, guys. I think I'm losing my mind. Diana has to see the guy in 2 weeks. Okay. Okay. Tommy's part about Grace, Shannon O'Brien. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying. This chat is hard to scroll through. Okay. Deanna Stadola says, you can do it, Jennifer. My friend did the same thing after 30 years of marriage. She was so scared. It's been 2 years and she's so much happier. And I think that's an excellent story to share because you can do it and it will get better. Thank you, Malta, on the video and audio. Angela Scablin says, I try to fix what my part is in it, but I just feel like hiding all the time from that person. I watched your haters video. I need to be patient and loving with me, even if others aren't. And that's the truth. But I'll tell you something. Maybe that person is someone who shouldn't be in your life if they're causing you this much anxiety and stress. What do you think, Angela? Is it somebody that you don't have any choice but to be around? Is it let me know. She says focusing on caring for me and doing my best, and I totally agree with that. Tommy can hear it. Thank you. Okay. Literal Best says information about them being jealous really opened my eyes. Thanks. Good. Thank you. Angela Scablin says thanks to Tommy. Shannon O'Brien says to Jennifer, I left first with just my cat. I went back a day later for stuff. Figured I could sacrifice the stuff if I needed to. Yeah. Tammy Kingery says to Tommy, remember how I told you the narc would have me asking to work things out so he could say no to intentionally hurt me? My family now thinks he doesn't want me back. Okay. Tammy, Tommy's right. It's a flying monkey situation. Step back 3 steps and don't try to justify anything. You don't even need to worry about what your family thinks. If they're going to believe him, step back 3 steps. Give yourself some space to heal, and then you can decide what to do from there. He's playing a game with your head. He's giving you a smear campaign. He's trying to use the flying monkeys on you. It's because what you did before, the gray rock thing, it's working. He's not winning. You're winning, and so he's just trying another tactic. Keep gray rocking. It's going to get better. It's going to get better, I promise you. Yes, don't allow it. I totally agree. He's trying to chip away at you, at yourself. Yes. Walter Downs says, hi, Angie. How can I tell the difference between a narcissist and a borderline personality disorder? Excellent question. Primarily, we're talking about a lack of empathy for a narcissist. I've done videos on this. Check those out, Walter. And if you need more information, let me know. Literal Best says, it's very ironic how we feel guilty when they have been so horrible to us, isn't it, though? It really goes to show how kind we are and how strong we can be with our values even after the abuse. Totally agree. Spot on. That is an excellent observation, and we've all felt it, haven't we? Yeah. Shannon O'Brien says, oops, forgot to put your name to my comments next to for Jennifer. Literal Best says, of course, they are only nice when you're ready to go. Ain't that the truth? Yep, happened to me. Malta says to Tammy, I'm so sorry that it hurts, but you deserve much better. Angie just did a video on why narcs don't hoover. If you haven't seen it already, then perhaps watching it will help. It's not a bad idea. I just put it out today, Tammy, so it's a brand new one. Tommy D says, yes, Tammy, as soon as he has that power over you, he will pull the rug out again and leave you a mess. I've been through that several times before I wised up. Absolutely the truth. Literal Best, they're only, oh yeah, I got you, Literal. Okay, they're only nice. Yeah, I got you. Okay, Abby Maldonado says, I think I'm just going to pick up and move and start new somewhere. I don't live near family. I have my son and my dad who have been supportive, but my mom is a narc. Nothing wrong with that, Abby. There's nothing wrong with it. And maybe it'll be exactly what you need to have a fresh start somewhere. Not a bad idea. Anna says, Angie, I was with my narc for 3 years, 6 months into the relationship because I would not allow him to move in. Then every month he came back and left again. I even found someone new for 7 months. Girl. Okay. I assume there's more of that. That is difficult, but I'm going to wait for the rest of your comments so I can answer properly. Tammy Kingery says, it just sickens me to hear my extended family still doesn't get it, how evil he is. They all still think it's me. You know, Tammy, it makes me sick too. It does. But there's nothing we can do. You know, you can explain to them the situation if you think they'll believe you. But if you have any doubt in your mind that they'll believe you, don't waste your energy. You're just going to cause yourself additional stress. It's ridiculous that they don't get it. It's ridiculous. It's not acceptable. I'm with you. Yeah. All right, let's see here. I got to make sure I'm not supposed to be on a call right now. Hold on. Okay, I'm good. Got a couple more minutes for you. All right, let's see here. Tommy D says, Walter, if your partner has zero empathy, educate yourself by studying behaviors. Yep. Many videos explain thoroughly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've talked about it quite a lot. Barbara says, I'm having trouble with the discard, and someone told me this could be trauma bond or triangulation. Yeah, absolutely. I know, if I remember correct, I think the trauma bond is a definite possibility, Barbara. Watch my videos on trauma bonding. And as far as the triangulation factor, certainly if there's another woman involved and that woman is being used against you or being used to abuse you in some way, whether it's just emotionally or otherwise, absolutely, that's a possibility. Yes, yes. Barbara, I want you to watch those videos on trauma bonding. Just search my channel for trauma bond. Try and Stop Me Mate says to Tammy, people resonate with their own energy. That's right. If they cannot see both sides of an argument, they have something against you. They are flying monkeys. Absolutely the truth. Yes. Diana Mambo says, I'm 21 years old. He's the first guy I ever liked. I will need to see him in some weeks. I'm scared he will give me the fault of his end of his relationship. Okay. Diana, I have this feeling that, there are a lot. I don't have a feeling. I know for sure there are a lot more fish in the sea. Are you sure you need to see him in 2 weeks? Where is he? Is he in some sort of jail situation? What's going on? Let me know. Debbie Blanky is here. She says, when first seeking NARC information and recovery help, it seemed like all fingers pointed to me. I was the codependent, the doormat, the willing victim that chose to stay, and hypersensitive. But I was directed to HSP, hypersensitive personality, and we have hypersenses, like the person complaining about music. Yes, that's true. And a lot of us are empathic. We literally feel other people. And that's absolutely the truth. Tommy says, right, Tammy, but he will recruit as much backup to support and give traction to his distorted view. And that is absolutely the truth. Yes. Try and Stop Me Mate says to Tammy, don't blame yourself. You're doing everything you can, but toxic people will only see what they want, not the truth. That's the truth. That's true. Debbie says it includes hyper empathic, making us narc targets. Yep, that's right. All this to hope you'll talk more on the topic. Okay. Yes, I absolutely will. I've done some videos on that and I will absolutely talk more about it, Debbie, because definitely, let me just write that down. I've done HSP video. I am also an HSP. I'm also really bothered by loud music or more than just that. I'll tell you about it later, but I'm going to write myself a note to do the HSP thing because I do think that is of value. Yes. Okay. Try and Stop Me Mate says, Tammy, don't blame yourself. You're only doing everything you can, but toxic people will only see what they want, not the truth. Yeah. Okay. Shannon O'Brien says, yes, do not be alone with the physical abuser in the leaving process. If you are afraid of this, there may be a reason and best to be safe. Yes, indeed, my friend. That's right. Tammy says to Try and Stop Me Mate, I know it really hurts when it's your own mother and close family members. Yes, it really does. And that would lead me to believe that if they don't trust you and they believe him over you, there is a reason. A reason. Yes. As in they may also be toxic. By the way, let me just clarify what I'm talking about. It's not about you. It's about them. Tammy. Deanna Stodola says, I want to sell the house and get a legal separation. I'm downstairs and he's upstairs acting like nothing wrong. Typical. I want out. I want some happiness. He has called me names, emotional abuse. Yeah, I feel you. You have the right to get out and you have the right to have happiness. As far as selling the house goes, you may have to deal with legal stuff, but certainly it's a possibility. And currently, if your name's on the house and you're still married, I'm pretty sure you could call up a realtor and set it up. I don't know. Check your local laws to be safe. Angela Scablin says, I do feel better. Where'd she go? I do. There she goes. I do feel better. After this morning's meet, I dreamt I was in his apartment and he had abandoned it. I decided to get my things. And then you walked in, Angie. Hey, I looked about 14 years old, blonde and pretty. Trust me, girl, I'm way more than 14 years old. But thank you. Cool. Thank you. Nargis says to Tommy, have you thought of starting your own channel? Like maybe Recovery and Joy After Narcissistic Abuse. You're hilarious and well-versed about narcs too. Well, don't make him leave my channel. Tommy, maybe you should do a stream with me one day, huh? Tommy says your actions and behaviors will prove the narc wrong in time. Eyes will be open to the truth unless you show them otherwise. Angela Scavelin says, funny. Wait a minute, I lost it. But you made me feel safe in the situation. I love that. Thank you, Angela. Shannon O'Brien says, try and stop me, mate. Check out student loans. Yes, exactly. That's what I meant to say. Thank you, Shannon. Tommy says, Nargis, thank you. I try to help people with this problem. If you need to talk, friend me on Facebook. All right. Abby Maldonado says, I did, but I'm just grave rocking still. Okay, Abby. That's what you got to do sometimes. Literal Best says, why would he diagnose you as bipolar? He seemed like the type who over-label people. You talking about my doctor? Yeah. I think because my mother wanted him to. Actually, she was pretty sure that I was and wanted him to give me medicine. Yeah. Breon's here. Hey, Breon, how you doing? Nargis says, hi, Breon, how are you? Tommy says, I felt wonderful because I have my inner strength and power back yet. I know I am more valuable than the awful way she behaved toward me. Absolutely the truth. Nargis says, noted. Shannon says, yes, children must come first. Malta says, good afternoon to Breon. Lauren G says, awesome, Tommy D. I'm starting to feel that freedom too. Yes, it's a beautiful thing. And hello, Lauren. Breon says, hey, Nargis, doing pretty good. Hope you're well. Hey, Avon. Avon's here. She says, namaste, guys. Literal Best says, you can't forever forgive because of a bad childhood. That's so true. It is true. I bet you a lot of us in this room have had bad childhoods, bad childhoods. And I bet that none of us here have ever been abusive to someone for no good, for any reason, really. I've never abused people. But anyway, yeah. Nargis says, wow, I see your point. The inner strength you felt. I gave my ex his own medicine. He found it so bitter. Isn't that funny? Yes. They do not like that. Tommy says, that's wonderful, Lauren. You got this. Keep up the goodness, the positive attitude. Absolutely. Yeah. Malta says, namaste to Avon. Nargis says, yes, Brianna, I'm doing so well. I'm doing so well and so upbeat. Thanks, dear, for asking. Abby Maldonado says, cheating is definitely a deal breaker. 1 STDs, 2 STDs, 3 more STDs, right? She says, all it takes is one bad decision. That's right. That's absolutely the truth. And some of those STDs can kill you. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's a deal breaker for me. Diana says, thank you for answering, and everyone else. Absolutely. Try and Stop Me Mate says, I know I can leave, but I have an autistic little sister. She's a very smart 9-year-old, and she has witnessed domestic abuse, and my parents scream at her. I don't want to leave her alone. Oh, sweetheart. Oh, that's so hard. That's really, really hard. And with her being autistic, it's even worse. I'm so sorry. Are they physically abusing her, or just emotional abuse? Or that's terrible. I'm so sorry. Is there a way that, and I guess you can't take her with you, can you, when you're 18? Oh my gosh. I'm really sorry. If anyone has suggestions or ideas for Try and Stop Me Mate, please share them. Tommy D says, changing fuses. So if I do not reply, no, I have been electrocuted, but no, I'll be happy in heaven. So whatever. Tommy is on fire today, y'all. I don't even know. Excuse me. Shannon O'Brien says to Diana, please don't stay with a cheater. They're bad news. Totally agree. Diana says, no, it's not okay that he cheats. I didn't know he was cheating and abusing his girlfriend, hitting her and locking her in the house. Diana, sweetie, no, stay away from him. Stay away from him. Don't see him. Don't see him. Please don't see him. That's really, really bad. Hitting her and locking her inside the house. Please don't see him. Please just cut him out of your world. I'm so serious. It's not even worth anything. It's not worth your energy, your time, nothing. Please, please don't see him. That's all I'm going to say. Lauren G says, great advice on the triggers. I issue an Amber Alert for myself when I feel multiple triggers. Nice. And I practice gentleness, and I'm careful what drama I expose myself to. I agree with that. I think that's a smart idea. And I don't think she means amber like children. I think she means like, soft amber. I like that. I like that, Lauren. Julia Richardson says BPD because narcissist victim syndrome is not on the DSM-5. Yeah, exactly. I don't have a physician, but I will do some more research. Gaslighting is dangerous. You are absolutely right. And narcissist victim syndrome is not on DSM-5 yet, but I just read something. A nurse sent to me, one of our groupies here, and I have I have some information I'll be sharing with you soon about that. That may be changing. We'll see. Tammy Kingery says a bad childhood is no excuse for toxic behavior. Exactly. She said, I had a bad childhood and I'm an empath. It's a choice. You and me, sister. Same deal. Same deal. I'm with you. And I totally agree 100% with you on that. Diana Mambo says, I will for sure do the list about my standards. Thank you, everyone. Good stuff, honey. I'm glad to hear that. Nargis says, I was 19 when I was forced into an arranged marriage to my first ex. His parents, the narcissists, and his kids, narc ducklings. That's funny. I divorced him 11 years ago, met another narc 6 years ago, and broke it off. Oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry that you were forced into an arranged marriage in the first place, and then you ended up with another narcissist. That's terrible. I'm so sorry to hear it. Celeste Taylor says, and your strength is amazing, by the way, Nargis, and that you have been able to come forward and support your fellow survivors is beautiful. Thank you so much. Celeste Taylor says, how and when, hi Celeste, do you tell a new person about your past with a narcissist? Excuse me, do you tell a new person about your past with a narcissist? Some of the things that went on between us were so strange and bizarre, and I don't know how to tell anyone about my history. I wouldn't tell a new person until you know them well enough to trust them. So that's not until you're past at least the first couple of months, maybe even a little bit longer, until you're committed to that person. They don't need to know anything. I wouldn't rush into any commitments, and I wouldn't date anyone until at least, depending on how long the relationship was, a few months to a year or a year and a half, 2 years after ending it with a narcissist, depending on how intense it was and how intense the abuse was. I would definitely not share information about the narcissist with a new person right away, because if that person happens to accidentally be a narcissist, they will use it against you later. I would not share anything with any new person that is of a very personal nature until you know them well enough to know they won't throw it in your face later. Something to think about. And I can do more a video on that if you're interested in that. Tammy says, Tommy D, tell Jesus hi for me. Narcissist abuse said it's not from childhood. What's not from childhood? Lauren G says, I don't think it's a choice whether you go empath or narc. However, I agree that there's no excuse. No, it's not necessarily a choice, but it is a choice how you treat people. I think certainly you may be more inclined to go empath or go narc, but I do not think that it's about, I think a narcissist has a choice. I do. I think so. They have a choice. They may not choose to see the choice, but they have a choice. They can learn empathy if they choose to. If they go in and heal their core wound, they could even be a regular person, but they don't and they won't. It's a difficult situation. Narcissist abuse says it's hereditary. That is true in the case of psychopaths, but not every narcissist is a psychopath or a sociopath, but every sociopath and psychopath are narcissists. I do believe that there's a certain amount of narcissistic potential with your DNA, but I do not believe that it is hereditary entirely. I'm sorry. I believe there's a hereditary element potentially, but that doesn't account for a lot of other things, and it doesn't account for, it doesn't account for a lot of being hereditary is not necessarily entirely accurate, because the fact is you're not thinking about the fact that narcissistic abuse goes on generations. People teach their children what they know, and until they become, until some generation becomes educated and learns that what they're dealing with is unhealthy and not normal and abusive, it doesn't change. Even the nice people may not change. Do you understand? Does that make any sense at all? I'm just curious. Debbie says, wow, the trigger topic is huge. I'll be searching your videos for that topic. Always leads to looping, ruminating loops that simply torture the soul. Yeah, totally agree. Let's see here. They're worse if they have a bad childhood, though. Yeah. So for narcissist abuse, the thing is this, okay? There are certain markers that you can find, but there are people who become narcissistic for a number of reasons who don't have narcissistic people in their lives, but it's rare. And generally, I don't believe that it's entirely hereditary. I don't. I know that there are, you can see certain parts of the brain are thinner in the areas of empathy and stuff like that. But again, that's development. It's all about development. Nurture versus nature. It's a both thing, I think. I don't think it's only nurture, and I don't think it's only nature. So I guess we're kind of on a similar page. I don't know. I don't think, put it this way, if a child who of a narcissist is raised by someone who isn't a narcissist, the child doesn't always become a narcissist. That's all I'm saying. Which, Abby Maldonado says, Diana, standards come when you start to focus on you. Yeah, that's true. What has helped you with just looking at my narcissist as a distraction in life, and I need to get it out of the way in order to focus. That's very helpful, yes. Yes. Yeah, Tommy D, you're not allowed to electrocute yourself. Lauren G says, be safe, Tommy D. Narga says, I have 3 kids. My first boy is 30 years old. My second boy is 28, and my third is a daughter, 18. All right. Right on, girl. All right. Tammy says, no, it's not a choice. I meant to say it's not an excuse. Right. I chose not to use the excuse to say I had a bad childhood to be a jerk. And I'm with you. I do think it's a choice how to treat people. How to treat people is a choice. Everybody has a choice. And that's what I think. I really think that. Yeah. Whether they choose to see the choice or not is a whole other ball of wax. I could be really rude to everybody in the world because I had a rough childhood or a rough thing or a rough whatever, but I choose to do things that are positive to try to help people. So, but of course, a narcissist would say I'm choosing to destroy relationships because I'm telling people who are with narcissists who are being abused to not stick around and be abused. So it's all perception, isn't it? Yeah. Abby says, otherwise I would have not lost everything. My money, my apartment, my car, plus he's an opioid dependent. I cannot talk, which an addict, I assume. Narcs are predators. They are predators. Yeah. Nargis says, yes, Malta dear, I'm so happy to be here. I feel safe and free. I'm so happy to hear that, Nargis. That's amazing. All right. Diana Mambo says, thank you, Shannon. I won't stay. I'm so glad to hear that, Diana. Thank you, Malta, for sharing some information. Shannon says, Jennifer, you can leave first. Renee says, have a great day, everyone. Be well. You too, Renee. Tammy says, wait a minute. Lauren, thanks. I was hoping that made some sense. I'm really tired today. I feel you, girl. I'm kind of tired myself. Amanda Jackson says, prayers for all our family who is storming this storm, Harvey. I'm with Amanda. Quinita Kwan says, I don't know if there's an influx of people speaking out about the narc in the past year or so, or if I'm just now paying attention to it since I've been through it. I think a little of both, maybe. Malta says, to God's girl, hands up for 11 days, as does Tammy Kingery. Madeline Gutierrez says, Jennifer, move first, text him later after you're completely cut. Agreed. Stop the Chaos says, why is he always late? Control. Yeah, control. And lack of consideration. Yeah. Narga says, I met my narc ex's parents' kids, narc ducklings. Oh, I got that. I gotcha. I like narc ducklings. That's cute and funny and horrible at the same time. Sorry. Narcissistic Free and Happy says to Celeste, that's Anna, right? I would hold back on telling them all about the narc. Be savvy. Yeah. You won't know if that person is toxic. Test them for a while to find out. Yep, I agree. She said her ex-narc changed after 6 months. Yep. Dima Ali is here. Hey, Dima. She says, hi, Angie. I really love your videos. It helped me so much. I'm so glad to hear that, Dima. Welcome back. Oh, Tommy's back. He's not dead. That's good. We're glad you're alive, Tommy. Thank you for telling us. Celesta Taylor. Oh, that's who you're talking to. Thank you, Anna. Nargis says, woo, Tommy. Okay. Terry Wiley says, has anyone ever considered just doing what makes you happy, even if you know your kids may suffer? Yeah. Are your kids adults? Because if they're adults, then yes. I'm not going to let my kids suffer if I can avoid it personally. But there are some things you can't avoid. And it depends on the situation. I would not let my children suffer if I could avoid it personally. But you have to tell me what you mean, because I feel like you're not saying, I feel like I'm taking that wrong somehow, Terry. I don't think you're, I mean, I think if it's out of your hands, it's a whole other story. You know, if it's a matter of your children are with the narcissist and another person, and I almost feel like I heard something about that. But in that case, it may be a different story. But in my particular case, I would not. That's just me, maybe being who I am. But once they're over 18, though, and they're doing their own thing, I mean, then that's, you do what you got to do, you know. But until then, if there's something you can do to change their suffering, well, then you should change it. But I just, more information. I forgot. I'm sorry. Remind me. Jennifer Schroth says he had surgery on his hand last week and he has no vehicle. I'm stuck with him here. There are other people that live in the house where we rent a room, but it won't stop him from getting mean. Oh, and where's that? Mean and physical. Get the police to the house or leave when he's not there. Leave when he's asleep. You know what I'm saying? Get someone there with you and then leave. Don't tell him you're leaving. Tell him you're going to the store. Take out one little thing at a time. Put it in your trunk. You know, pack a bag, sneak it out when he's asleep. Whatever. Don't tell him you're leaving. Just leave. I agree with everybody on that. Or bring the police to get your stuff. You are not required to allow yourself to be abused anymore. Honestly, if it's just stuff, take whatever you have to go and go. You know, take what you need. Take your medicine, your pet, your child, whatever, the things you need that you can't replace right now, and go and worry about the other stuff later. I'm just trying to help. Jennifer, I'm really worried about you. I want you to get out of there. Elizabeth Gregory, hello, good afternoon. Omar Mahia says, Angie, my sisters are both very naive and see that my toxic ex is not manipulative, but she still hangs out with them to get back at me or to have some kind of control. Does this fade away eventually? I would say, that this does fade away, or it could fade away eventually, but I'll tell you something, my friend. I would ask your sisters to stop it and explain why. But then again, if they were friends with your sisters before, then that's a different story. But if they have only been friends with your sister since, you may want to ask your sisters to just kind of slow their roll a little bit and explain why. Just say it bothers you, if nothing else. You don't even have to talk bad about your ex. Just say, look, it really bothers me that you're hanging out with my, you know, I think she's using your sisters as flying monkeys to hurt you is what's happening, Omar. So, hey, if need be, just play them back this little bit of this video. And I'll just say this again. Your ex is using your sisters as flying monkeys to hurt you. And I know that your sisters probably don't really want to hurt you. So if I were you, I would ask your sisters to please stop hanging out with your ex. Jennifer says, he's still sleeping. Once he's awake, I will tell him and start packing. I've never been so nervous. You are all so awesome. Sweetie, if I were you, I would pack and get the hell out of there now. But if you're going to wait and tell him, at least have someone with you. Have someone near you. Don't let him hurt you. And if he does hurt you, call the police immediately and have him arrested. They'll keep him for the night at least, and that'll be enough time for you to get your stuff and get out. Please, please. And plus, you need to get whatever you can on paper if, you know, he comes after you. Celeste Taylor says, thanks. It has made me very untrusting and not open to men. Jennifer Schroth, will you please come back to tomorrow morning and let us know that you're okay after you do this? Please, please, please. Celeste Taylor says, thanks. It has made me very untrusting and not open to men. I feel you. I feel the need, she said, to explain why I am this way, but I don't trust that someone else wouldn't understand. Maybe it means you're not ready yet, Celeste. It's okay to date anyone right away. Just remember that, okay? Omar says, also, should I let them have their own relationship with and pay no mind to anything involving her? I mean, I would not pay any attention to anything involving her for sure, but I would ask your sisters to please not hang out with your ex if they can avoid it. Now, if they were friends with the ex before she was your person, before she dated you and was with you, that's different. But if the ex is was with you first and then became friends with your sisters, I would ask them to stop. I'm just saying. I wouldn't if my, you know, well, here's an example. You guys know Piper, my sister-in-law that I call my sister. She's divorced, and I do not have anything to do with her ex, even though we were friends while they were together. So, same deal. Just saying. And it's because they're not together, and she's my person, not him. You understand? Okay. Tammy Kingery says to Jennifer, please call the police while you move out your things if you think you will get physical. Agree with Tammy. She just dittoed me, and we are on the same page once again. What up, Tam? I want you to be safe, Jennifer. I'm really worried about you. Okay. Narga says, oh, dang it. I'm about to close up, you guys. But I just lost where I was gonna read what Narga said, which was pretty awesome. All right, hold on, guys. Okay, but Tommy's out. Okay, I figure it like that. All right, you guys. Wait, what? Angela Falsetta is here. She says, my first time with you, Angie. Thank you for showing me how to save my life. Tommy D says I couldn't leave your channel, Angie. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. Angela, welcome. Please come back and see us tomorrow morning. We're here Monday through Friday around 9:30 a.m. Central Time, and twice on Tuesday we come back, as you are here now, around 1 p.m. Central Time. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. I'm so sorry. I could sit here and talk all day, but I've really got to get a few more things done before my next call. So I'm going to wrap up. I will see you all tomorrow morning. Don't forget, if you haven't yet, if you want to be notified every time I go live, I'll send you a text 5 minutes before I go live. If you text AngieLive, all one word, to 33222. You can also just hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and YouTube will tell you either way, or both, to be safe. And I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Okay. Thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. Please do put the continue to use the chat here if you like until YouTube shuts us down. I'm gonna wrap up with oh yeah, Angela Falsetta. One thing real quick. She offers advice for the little sister. Battered persons shelter, report to the police and CPS for autistic child and sister. Yes. Julia Richardson has a beautiful ending here. Keep holding up, hold the light and your power, save your love, give it to the right people. Thank you, Julia. That's beautiful and true. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for being here again. Thanks for being a part of my day and a part of my life. Thanks for letting me be a part of yours. I'll see you soon.